Lot of to-in and fucking throw-in, Hirsch. Yeah, Temple was gonna get them off his friend Reno, the dolphin cunt with the phones. He was fucking him for a while. They have some shady business deals together. A false exit paper racket going. Some flush cunt schemery. Unsure if the fucking preceded the shady business, or if shady business led naturally to the fucking. Doubt he even knew about them. Good chance Temple was just stringing V along, who knows?
Operant, this is a once-per-eon opportunity to get a shot at the Grand Lich. Let it slip now. Who knows how far back it may set you. There are other ways. There always are. Purple plastic shimmers as you approach. Tucked to the side is a worn black sticker. UV. Tour only. Could it? Could it be? The brand plate identifies this as a Kagami 7X60. Look closer. This is the Kagami 7X60 Rainbow. Ultraviolet Signature Edition. A ceremonial blade for the High Priestess of Electro-Pop. She may fall on it, ward against the spell of the new, reject youth culture. Achieve something worth commemorating in keyboard form, like some really good spying. Sold with defects, prone to malfunctioning, and yet, the one they all covet, valuable, limited run, collector's edition, sold out on Some tools make the work feel cooler though. Some tools are limited edition. Purple Could it? Could the brand look close? A ceremonial. She may fall on it, ward against the spell of the. In terms of sheer sale numbers and people buying it who will never actually play it, they already do.
Many. I take it on tour and have it set up in the hotel room. I basically wrote all of Flower and the Precipice on this during the Missing Glance tour in '94. Holding Hands with Strangers was a big single from that album, #1 for 18 weeks, far outselling Dia Domina. That was one of Jana's favorite songs, actually. She told me that the first day we met. She was so excited. Different person, yes, and nowhere near as inadequate as she thought. Sad, isn't it, that she'd just give herself away?
You brush your finger into the nearest key. A light, airy tone glistens across the room. Middle A. Good start.
Hirsch, what are you doing? Hirsch, stop. Please, actually stop. This isn't even music. I just watched you do it. Is this a midlife crisis? I don't know what to do in these situations. Should I call Yana?
Play any old shit and wrap this up. The discordant notes echo out into silence. It is painfully clear that whatever you've landed is a smouldering wreck on the tarmac.
Good job, Hirsch.
The smile of a girl visiting her grandmother on the dementia ward.
Thank you for sharing.
The brand. Look close. A ceremony. She may fall on it, ward against the spell of the new, reject youth culture. It's sold for 3 times the price of the original, despite there being no difference to the internal components. And just think, you've only been hearing it through its internal speaker so far. The young pop star.
Imperialists, the racists.
The most widely accepted tally, 150 million deaths, approximately 10% of the global population.
In the afterglow of that delirious jubilee. Everything. Nothing. In the superblock, it's farewell perpetual revolution and hello pragmatic market reforms and freedom of assembly.
Overthrow the value form, except in strategic industries.
By year 0, La Luz was widely considered a failed state, without a functioning government capable of signing an international agreement. As a result, it has never recognized the end of history. Across the developed world, the last colonial empires finally crack up. A bloody wound stanched with billions in foreign currency, under the guise of MTER's new stabilization loans. Now, a quarter of humanity inhabits a paradise of cheap jeans and dishwashers, even as their real wages stack. No one. That's the point, of course. The words were precisely in. It's 96 now. There are still day laborers, and students, and soldiers, but they no longer burn calendars or shout slogans in the streets. For years, you thought to yourself, it can't keep going like this. And for years, it has.
You pick up the payphone's handset, a dolphin emblem smile. You step.
Lonely.
His half-hooded eyes.
Goodbye.
The machine is still soured by the smell of urine. Beverages glow on the inside. The piss.
I'll print. Oh? Are you considering decorate? I told Pseudopod to use tape and not tacks if he needed to hang something. But of course, as paying...
Though within reason is implied.
Ah, if you want to try anyway. Well, regardless, I know Pseudopod wasn't able... If you do have it, is this some kind of assessment? Nothing too much to tell. Certainly nothing that would interest an international actor like yourself. I've been running this shop for the last 3 decades. Divorce? No, nothing like that. Can you imagine? At my age.
Younger than your mother, but in her mind, she's an old woman.
A fit of boredom, if you can believe it. Here I thought I'd broaden my Then one day, this very polite man with a very pleasing accent was on my doorstep. I thought he was going to try to convert me to crystal worship. Yes, it was.
She likes remembering him this way, in her shop, pretending to discreetly examine her list of services.
I don't presume to know the inner workings of the opera. Of course, I'm happy with the tasks I've been assigned thus far. Keeping a safe house is a major responsibility. Chemistry, for one. I have an entire photo lab back here with access to all kinds of toxic chemicals and powders.
This is a woman who's planned countless perfect murders in her idle hours.
If the assignment required it. I'm not saying I hope it comes to that, just if it does. Tragic what the Lusians do to their old colonies, displacing all those poor souls, forcing them to abandon their homes. Not to mention the reunions affecting us too. You've got refugees washing up here day and night, speaking in gibberish, making a mess. They don't even try to integrate. That's not what I had in mind. The Lusians have to be stopped. That's my final word on the matter. No. Actually, to be honest, I find some of the things he says rather upsetting. I don't know. I guess I just like having something on in the background. Wasn't in the cards. No, it's very secure. Just the 3 of us. Most people prefer drop-off and pick-up for their film and prints. No one lingers here for very long. Born and raised, as were my parents. And just as proud of it as they were. Kisak feeds itself, my father used to say. There was a steel foundry just a couple of streets away. I'm no regressionist operant. I know Portofirans made their choices too. As I said, I love Kisak. Of course. Something else on your mind? I'll be here if...
Baby, these return visits make me think we should be exclusive. Love to. Take a break. I have a lot to offer. With pleasure.
Though I slipped you a small foil bundle with a smile.
All right. Tell me what's on your mind. I'll be seeing...
The intercom glitch. The indicator light. A thin whip of more void not. The reveal.
What? What were they doing there? Oh no. He was right. Did you see anything else? Anything at all? Interrogated? Did they hurt you?
She lets out a hiccupy groan, presses her fist to her lips.
e16? Dad's never been to e16.
I did it. She's becoming hysterical.
I can't...
She turns away.
Sorry, I need...
The rack stand. Your arm would fit through the gap beneath the lock. You leave the rack alone. Bagman gestures what the sound. The brightly coloured refreshments seem even more vivid upon your return. The
You're back again. I know he's missing.
The officer looks into your eyes.
Hey, are you sure? It's definitely him. You're making this up. He can't have been right about them all this time. What would they even want with an old man? Yeah, that would do it. Well, if what you say is true, he's far beyond Marito's reach. I'll let her know when she's ready. Don't you got anything else?
The GM. The stall remains as haphazard as ever. By far the largest collection. You see a wild range of material. From an you flick past soy and you, smoking, the real enemy. Are the injections failing or is it stress? Why you should drink more water? Nothing to that effect is written here. Instead, backed with a ton of evidence, the book simply states that smoking gives you wrinkles. The book is silent. Absolutely not. Even by the most... The large collection of self-help books almost seems to... You turn... You pick up the payphone's handset.
My agent of fortune returns. Happy Dante. I was meant to odors of degeneracy and concerning. But let's say no more about my counterpart. Don't forget.
The receiver clicks back. No, give it a rest for today. Return when the sensation is fresh, and it should once again have... You step up. The grin in fight. The metal. The blade of light catches crimson. A tensing in your gut as another piece of the doom pot. An outgo. Still doesn't explain. You gather your thoughts. The grin in man.
Bored? What do you want? Aren't we fucking all? What did the swine do this time? Somehow, yes. I suspect the fertility experiment gone wrong. That, or the what? No! Don't lie about things like that. No! No, 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 no! You don't get it. Only real doctors get burned by the board. Who's to say I'm no better than that slug? And I'm supposed to draw comfort from that. Of course you prefer me. He has no personality to speak of. They must have discredited him just to provoke me. Is the only explanation. See, to come crawling back begging for them to renew my license, of course. Agree to monthly peace tests and fucking group therapy sessions. Well, not today. I say to them, no one, and I mean no one, except for the cancerous hand of biological fucking decay, will bring Gonzalo E.S. Gonza to his knees. Yes, enough. Adios, ish. Bored? What do you want?
You return to the wasteland. Its solo inhabitant now there in body, if not in mind. The doctor dropped.
Bored? What do you want?
You return to the wasteland. its solo inhabitant now there in body. You are face to face across a desk from two of the widest, most derangedly awake eyes you've ever. Instead of trying to hide yourself from him, he's just a nudge away at the best of times. Push him.
Oh, you do you? Well, let me tell you something about medical accreditation.
The veins in his eyes pre-pop in anticipation of what's about to happen.
You're all the same. You sexless, tall-crotch envelope lickers. You look human to the untrained eye, but the true medical...
Heat emanates from Gonzo as he works himself up into another rage. His eyes are staring dead at you and trembling, but they are no longer visual tools of any sort. You do a little wave in front of his face. No reflexive blink or retinal follow. For all neurological intents and purposes, he...
responsible for the progressive idiotizing of the world and the mass castration known as living in society. Well...
You peel the adhesive off the cricket's flat side. Somewhere in the background, Gonzo's monologue continues.
Fucking moral high ground. As if that whole fucking industry wasn't built on human...
Done. Once the good doctor calls someone, you'll be able to listen to the recordings with Ramses in his houseboat. Give it half a day before you check in with Ramses.
And for the record, the albino was gonna...
The shred of paper displays clear evidence of having been balled up in rage and then bitterly unfolded. You squint at the digits. The sequence of the numbers is rhythmic, almost rhymed. You commit all three to memory. Your gaze drifts away from the note to the sad spectacle of the surrounding landscape. The doctor drops... The smuggler inclines his head in silent recognition.
Quite the scene. Come to his senses, or what? Really? That's a As for whatever I heard you two talk about, that's already for... Anything else on your mind? Sure. Shipments rolling all day. We can always use more hands. Why'd you ask? Really? Last I heard, if you're serious, there's plenty of crates that need hauling and unpacking. Sure.
He lowers it. cosmonaut suit, a relic of Project Autonomia. Its shoulder patch reads, "The stars are ours, 77. He'll focus."
But he didn't want to share. So you bugged his shit. I can already hear one of those crickets chirping. Glad to know you still got it. Makes sense. Hasn't been much activity from the crickets so far. Not much to go on so far. See you around. See you around.
You pick up the payphone's handset. You recall the three numbers without effort.
Yeah? Emmy? What's with your voice?
Instant, no mistaken recognition.
What happened? Did he...
No need to delve too deeply. Just get to talking about the supplier before she senses something amiss.
Are you fucking with me?
Ice water sobering from the inside out.
The wholesale stuff? With the Azores? Did he now? Oh, he's dead. He's fucking dead. Not only does he have me dealing with that, if I complain about it even once, he passes it on to you?
You pick up the payphone's hand. You recall the...
Yes? What is the...
Every vowel turned into a diphthong. The kind of intonation that disgusted God. It could not be more obvious. This is him. Gonzo's... For a moment, silence wielded like a meat cleaver.
Process. Or I hang up now.
Time for a total... You pick up the payphone's handset. You...
Yes? What is the...
Every vowel. It could not be more obvious. This is... For a moment, silence willed...
Process.
He's cocooned himself tight, wrapped thick in threats and demands for process. There is only a slim gap with which to disarm him. Again, some...
What did you say?
You hear a deep suck.
Process. Intermediary only. I have not forgotten what I owe him, but he should not push luck. And one more thing. Next time, you do not talk to driver. He does not know how to keep mouth shut.
There. Finally, he makes the mistake of assuming your identity and letting drop something he shouldn't. The weak link in the operation is the driver. This does not solve the problem of placing the order, but it is a step forward.
Do not lie. After last shipment, he told me he invite you for drink. You ask him things. He is honest, and this is rare. I do not want to get rid of him.
A principled man who can't keep his mouth shut. This can be exploited. The receiver is set down with a heavy click. The receiver clicks back into place. The Reno Tel Dolphin eyes you expectantly.
Yes. Gonzar, you tell doctor. Process. Do not call again.
The receiver clicks back into place. The Reno Tel Dolphin eyes you expectantly. You step away from the pavement.
Hey, Hirsch.
Carolina still looks gaunt and tired, but animated. There is an excitement to her movements.
Yeah, we're, taking a break. Yeah, thanks. I know he acts like a dickhead, but he's just playing a character. Nestor's son. I won't miss that, but I will miss him. I don't really want to talk about it, Hirsch. Guess so. The bartender's nice. It's been a while since I was out and around new people.
Wordlessly, she pulls down her scarf. The skin is thatched, thick, with root-like knots which creep down towards her chest. She lets go.
I don't think it looks very cool at all. But maybe I'll show them to the Lich before we kill him. Oh, no. I trust you. I'll follow your lead. Weird. Like I'm on the wrong planet. And I'm dreaming again.
Or even making them real.
I saw a man in a tent filled with smoke. There were soldiers or hunters gathered around him with spears. He was chanting like a... They were wearing furs, but not from any living animal. He threw what looked like dice onto the ground, but when he picked them up, I saw they were bones. I didn't understand anything that they were saying, but they didn't like whatever the boat...
She's trying to seem detached, but she's clearly disturbed.
Probably nothing. I don't know. It was so vivid that it's difficult not to look for meaning, but it would be like convincing yourself you're hearing words in a cooling fan, right? Haven't slept since you last asked. See you. Hirsch. See you.
Up around. Till next.
The imprint returns. I'll be here.
Hello again. You have choices?
The
You have choices. The burden of choice was... See you.
No second thoughts, I hope. The spy that barely was. Pseudopod, I remember it. Was this his first time in theater? Trouble getting off the blocks. Late evening under the Ultravioletta advert to the north of Party Alley. He was gazing up as if he'd never seen anything like it before in his life. It happens on the first glimpse. He and I got to talking. I gave him a quick Ultravioletta primer.
Taken all the way to the edge.
He initially informed me he was a sock importer with a superblock. Then he said in reality, he told me he was a spy for the People's Republic.
Our so-called spy didn't even need an It was too early for Pseudopod to be in theatre alone. The opera fame.
I have no idea, but he certainly chose to confide in the worst possible stranger. Maybe on some level he sensed who I was.
One of Ultravioletta's songs was titled...
A friend said he felt there was always some vital clue he missed, some secret sign that he was oblivious to. Looked to me like he'd had a very long day indeed. So I gave him the red disc and told him to listen to it in darkness. He said thank you, then he turned and walked away. Fine by me. She's the tyrant queen of your heart and mine. When she sings, all time and places unfold before you. Especially the ones that will never be. There are things behind worlds that aren't meant to be seen by humans. If you don't let her in, she'll storm the gates anyway. As tyrant... Before that, we must look at L-pop as a phenomenon. Ultravioletta... L-pop is a world-engulfing astrocultural event that is nothing less than the dominant mode of popular expression in our age. A new constellation we eager Star Watchers are privileged to witness the birth of. There is a lot more to it than that. People think it's cool to denigrate pop music. I think a form that moves tens of millions of people is the only form worth taking seriously. I agree. L-pop is the medium for true expression, the most enduring of all. Ultravioletta is the perfect L-pop artist as she represents the very thing that is lost, as opposed to every other piece of cultural detritus that merely promises something is missing. And nostalgia you did. The only question that remains, would you rather live in a world...
Principle. Laws.
Me too, bucko. L-pop is an untamable principle that makes it dangerous. Sadness and loss, yes, but in the most beautiful form you ever encountered. Hers can, but not because it is beautiful. That's not enough. Ultravioletta seems to be able to do that with many people, no matter how their minds are angled. Like a prism, light refracted into. Whatever's wrong with all of us. In the hope that the underdog of our souls might rise to the... On assignment, actually. In theater.
Felix Kaido. The name.
The first of many transcended experiences. What's she like?
He tries to underplay it. Jars the cadence.
Cool. Well, yes. I'm sure she is dead. Of...
Poor prick, so far gone he doesn't even know himself.
Gonza is our local supplier. Also works disposal if he's sober. The buddies cascade. He takes them. Stay well away unless you need to buy. And whatever, less is. I don't care. You haven't heard of young Felix?
Of course you have. A monument to Comrade Kaido stands tall in Rocker Square. Long may his will live on.
By another name, a communist. The cut and thrust of the incident was a hostage crisis in Talico. The militia Ruben Rouge had hijacked the plane and 36 hostages.
The Militia Rouben Rouge, or MRR, an extreme communist fringe group who have slipped.
To delay, or ideally void, a major trade deal between Teleco's caretaker government and Emter.
The soul of the state on the line.
But after 20-odd hours of standoff, one half of the MRR got a little weak at the knees, which fractured them.
Appropriately dialectical.
The first camp felt that their political point had been clearly made, while the second felt that. So, to underline it, Felix Kaido murdered his dissenting comrades in cold blood, then demanded to negotiate with Emter directly. A sublime own goal. Post-violent schism, we got called in to drop the curtain on the whole affair.
Whips of dust blown by helicopter blades. Thuds of boots on ground. Below, imperialism loses its running dogs.
Negotiation had manifestly failed.
Next up, eradication.
As I recall, the official objective was to stabilize the situation. We secured the airfield perimeter, and then began blasting one of Ultravioletta's songs through the siren system. On repeat. The first time I heard her voice. It was strategic, a neat parlor trick we picked up from the Novessa Liberation Army. Although, they preferred the sound of rapid speed. Ultravioletta was just getting started at that point. It was...
The air raid siren system shrieked once more with the opening bars of Follow Me.
After 16 hours of that pageantry, we went in. It was raining too. The usual thing that happens when an act of political terror reaches its climax. My objective was to get Felix. I led the team. Logistically, it was a straightforward insertion. Psychologically, our approach was hampered slightly by all the heads. At the culmination of the purge, Kaido had his weak-kneed comrades shot and they stuffed the bodies in the cockpit and threw the heads out of the emergency exit door.
Their faces adorning the runway fixed in expressions of mute agony. On the side of the aircraft, in hand-smudged blood, written by Felix Kaido himself.
I've often asked myself the same question. Truth be told. Anyway, in we went. Got the jump on the commies early doors, but inevitably the firefight kicked off as they always seem to. Cramped. We finally got Felix out alive, snapping and snarling like some rabid thing.
Red in tooth and claw.
A bullet glanced into his right eye socket and was leaking down his face. I remember clearly the ragged tendons hanging over his cheek, like curtain tassels. A few of them got knocked off the board. 9. And 3 more were maimed, but there is no line item for maiming in the post-operational review. One of them beyond recognition. Near zero. We talked for several hours. Or more accurately,
Turns out revolutionary crafted steel does...
Eventually he was shot. Twice. In the back of the head.
The communist tasted red dust and smelt the dim sting of aircraft lubricant. Gun pressed to his parietal bone. He tried to conjure an image.
And that was the ballad of Felix Kaido. Not remotely. In fact, the government gave us a better rate due to all... But, if I recall the reports, Felix Kaido did inspire quite a significant anti-liberal student faction on the ground in Teleco. So, please. It certainly was for me. For Comrade Felix, I'd say the bullet, nothing useful.
But nothing he could easily forget. Push him a little.
He said, "You are a void. At least, in my own darkness I can dream."
And then he rammed his thumb into his remaining eye and blinded himself whole.
The man reaches up and adjusts the...
Right before they pulled the trigger, that same Ultravioletta song... I thought one of our crew had stuck it on as a humiliation. You think so? Until then.
The bed welcomes you. The stillness of the room quietens your mind as you settle down.
Lot of to-in and fucking fro-in, Hirsch. Bye.